Hello everyone, this is Alessandro and this is my third video diary about the piscine. I just came back. Sorry, I'm so tired. I just came back home, took a shower, and I'm ready to record this video for you. So today was a tough day, like always, but it started with a positive note because I defeated the moulinette. Not defeated, but I complied with it. One of the very first project I was struggling with that I failed at the beginning today was passed. So passed the moulinette test. I passed with the bare minimum, but still I'm happy because at least I succeeded and I got some points for it, which is extremely good for me. Today it was a day of evaluations as well, meaning that I dedicated some time to evaluate others and also being evaluated. I'm feeling more comfortable in doing and receiving evaluations, both because they were focused on the project I was working on for the last 2 days, and also because after you evaluate someone for the first time, you get familiar a little bit more with what you have to do during the evaluation process. I was reflecting when I was coming back about the experience of the evaluation itself, and I think that it's a great approach we have here, because even though during the first evaluation that your code is bad, if you have a second evaluation after it, maybe during the same day even, you really consolidate the mistakes you did. You can discuss about it. You can see two different points of view, your evaluators and on the other side, when you evaluate someone, you really show that person that you know what's happening in the code, or if you don't, you still have room to discuss with that person what was done. And so it's a way not only to find solution for your own project, but also to really test if you understood what you did, even if you passed the project, which is object of the evaluation itself that you are doing. I was reflecting on another aspect, that this piscine is a true people experience. And in day 3, I started to notice the really human experience behind it. So you really have to relate with people, and everyone is a different person, and everyone gives you their style during the evaluation, not only on how to review the code, but also how to approach you and how to deal with maybe a completely stranger or someone you just met. So maybe someone asks you where are you from, someone else asks you what languages do you speak, or some people show less interest in you, they're more focused on the code, and that's also important to see those different kind of personalities and approach, to truly understand that it's also a people experience. The opinion I'm beginning to have about the school is that everything we do is meant to be for the greater good of the community we live in, and the community is the piscine itself, is the people of the piscine. It was sad today to see one of the people I was speaking with the very last few days. This person was sitting in the same area of me, let's say, and I could truly see that today he was not very committed in helping the others. He was interested, of course, in knowing if everything was going, let's say, right, but there was no extra step to just investigate what was going on in the code of the person next to him. And it was clearly for him that, for example, I was struggling, or there was another person next to me and next to him that was struggling. But he just left, and what he did was just to send me his entire code and just to tell me, check out the code, this is how it is. And I think that's not the right approach. When I choose to help someone, I just don't give that someone the code. if I give the code somehow, I really try to explain what I did, and I try maybe to let that person understand what's going on. So it's just a reflection. Of course, everybody can have ups and downs during this experience, and indeed my reflection is that is a people experience as well. Probably this person tomorrow is gonna have a different mood. It's a new day, it's not the end of the day. Probably he will be super cool with the others, and that's also part of understanding when it's time to ask, when it's time to do your own search, and when it's time just to have a look around, have a walk, and ask some people you haven't spoken with yet. And that's it. It's also an experience for me on my side to see how I react to the behaviors of the other people around me. It's also an experience of pressure in terms of people, because you can have maybe during 12 p.m. you can have a lot of noise around you. Everything is packed. All the chairs maybe can collide one to each other if you want to stay comfortable and have some extra space, if you don't want to stick really next to the desk. And indeed, there are some moments of, let's say, tension in the air that you need also to manage during your coding experience. And so there is noise, of course. You can put the music on, but it's part of the game, I guess. When the room is full, everybody's playing, let's say, their game. Everybody's trying to get along with the tasks, and everybody can have a bad day and be nervous, and in general being struggling during the day. So yeah, it's the reflection of the day, I would say. Everybody's different, everybody's having their piscine experience, and it's also an experience about people itself. So it teaches you how to relate to them and how they relate to you. As a proposition for tomorrow, I want to completely change my spot, because there are cats around, and cats are basically people that are studying in the school. They're doing the core curriculum, so they passed the piscine maybe 1 year ago, and they volunteered, I think, to be, let's say, the supervisor of the pisciners, but I'm not sure if the supervisor is the right term. I would say they are there for you, where they can walk around. If you have an issue you cannot solve with your peer, if you're stuck in something that is super complex, you can ask them. If you have a question regarding the piscine itself, you can ask them, and they also make sure that you are safe and you are not overdoing, let's say, and that's also great. And as a tip I had today, because it's also useful to speak with them, because they know what's going on better than us. I had the tip of trying to change some seat and to speak with new people around, or even sit with new people around. Another thing I can share is that some of the hours where I'm more productive is where the school tends to be less crowded, so there are less people to help, and you have also a little bit more time to focus, and there is less noise, so you are far more concentrated. And I was really struggling with one exercise, and it's very important to ask. If you do the piscine, just try it by yourself. But if you're stuck for more than 1 hour, there's no sense. If you have a very good peer in the same building, not to ask. And I did so. I took some courage to go from the other side of the room. There was only one guy left, and I went to him, and he was a very nice guy. He helped me to fix the code. I replicate the code, and I could do another exercise right after it, thanks to that. And I did it in 2 hours, which compared to what I did in the 8 hours before was even more than that. So that's also an important thing to remember, just to ask when you're really struggling. That's it for today. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you tomorrow with the next one.